So this will be a quick video how to solder a surface mount component to a circuit board. This is for a guitar effects pedal, and you can see here this bottom one, that's what you would normally use. The one on top, the thin one that we're going to use for surface mount, is about 0.4 millimeter. I believe this larger one is 0.8, which I'll tell you is just going to be way too big for something like this. So tin the tip of your iron and apply that to one of the pads. Take your surface mount component, make sure it's oriented the correct way. Almost every single time that little dimple in the top is going to represent basically the top. So just lay that down in order. So once you have the chip lined up, you basically just come in with your soldering iron and apply a little heat, reflow that solder, and you can kind of feel it drop down onto the board. And you can see here, if it's not absolutely perfectly aligned the way you want it, you can hold the chip down very carefully, add a little bit more heat to that, and just very delicately move it in place. So I think I actually want to do that. Clean your tip and tin your tip again. You just want to slide this up just a tiny bit. And don't let your iron loiter on the chip too long, just because that can be a lot of heat for a little chip. So now you can see it's not going anywhere as long as you don't throw it on the floor, and you can go through and solder all the rest. Personally, what I would do, tin your tip again, obviously, and I would go to the farthest opposing corner. And that way it'll help hold the chip in place, because I'm not pushing too hard, but you can apply a little bit of pressure and you can touch a thing and it's not gonna go apart. So I'll get a quick focus on that, or not. So yeah, that's how you do a surface mount component. It's very simple. Make sure that your chip is oriented correctly, because that's going to be a huge pain in the ass to have to desolder that all, clean everything up and do it again. Just take your time. Use thin solder. Like I said, this is what, 0.4 millimeter, 0.4 of a millimeter. Tin your tip, apply a little bit of solder to one of the pads, lay the chip down in the correct orientation, and then take your tinned soldering iron and just apply heat to that pad and just let the chip just sit right down on it. And then just go through patiently, and a little bit of solder, a little bit of heat on each one. You don't need a lot. And that's all you need to do.